Did you ever have yourself apologizing to the person who just abused you? Maybe he just hit you, and then he's trying to clean up his hand because he just hit you, he just hit the wall, like his hand's bleeding, and you're the one helping him, comforting him. You might be bleeding, but at the same time, you're trying to help him. Maybe you're not in a relationship where he's been hitting you, it's been physical violence, but the emotional abuse has been real. The emotional wounds and scars that have been placed upon you, but then you're supposed to help him. You're supposed to make him feel better. Like he causes an argument and then he's the victim, and then you have to come back to him. You have to apologize. You have to connect with him. You have to love him, because if you don't, then you know life is going to turn to hell again. You know that he's going to rage back out at you. He's going to throw you under the bus. He's going to do things to make you pay over the next period of time because you haven't actually supported him in helping him. It's wild, but like narcissists will manipulate and control your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, and try to be able to flip the script on you so that you get to the place where you apologize to him. Does this ever happen to you? Where you've apologized to him, and when you sit down and think about it, the thing you're apologizing for, you never did. Like what he's saying you said, you never said. What he's saying you did, you never did. But you find yourself apologizing to the toxic person, trying to make amends, trying to make it feel better, trying to work through it, trying to heal the relationship so you can move forward. Has this happened to you? If you're new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to help you understand and give you clarity, to give you closure of the toxic relationship that you're in or that you're out of, and to help build your confidence as you move forward into the person you're called to be. If you want help with this, go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough today to be able to see how I actually help liberate people on a day-to-day basis. Have you apologized to your narcissist? I'm not saying that in a way of, oh, I think you should. I'm saying, has he manipulated you to do so? Oftentimes you're going to see this apology piece be tied in with ghosting you. Be tied in with giving you the silent treatment. Like he gives you the silent treatment because he's trying to be able to communicate a message. You did something wrong. You were out of line. You didn't appease me how I wanted to be appeased. And you're going to see this happen over and over again, where he's trying to figure out, how do I control her, manipulate her, make sure she does what I want her to do? Until you get to the place where you start apologizing. You start apologizing for things that you did not do. The problem with this is it starts to slowly infiltrate all of your life, where you don't just apologize for one thing, you eventually apologize for all things. This is part of his game plan. This is part of the plan to make sure that he's not accountable. Narcissist doesn't want to be accountable. I never wanted to be accountable for my action. I always wanted to be able to do what I want to do, get away with it, and not have any consequences. I didn't view the consequences. I didn't think about the consequences. I just wanted to move past them. But when there was a consequence, I had to figure out, how do I put this on someone else so it's not my consequence, so it's not my fault? We talked about this in previous videos. When narcissists saying, like, you did this. That never happened. Those two phrases that just happened on another video. And you're going to see this so many times where the narcissist is trying to get to a place of saying, hey, you need to apologize to me for how I treated you. Has this happened to you? Now, the question is, why? Why do you get to the place where you apologize? There's probably a piece of you that even beats yourself up. You're like, I didn't do that. Why would I even do that? I can't believe I did that. I'm so stupid for apologizing to him. Like, I shouldn't have done that. I want you to know, when you're in a toxic relationship, when you're in a toxic, narcissistic, abusive relationship, that actually starts to become your norm. That becomes normal. And I don't say that to put you down or degrade you. I say that to say, hey, you are not alone, because there are a lot of other people that are doing this. Because when they're in this toxic, addictive environment, they start to go to a place that feels crazy. They start to go to a place where, like, well, maybe I'll apologize and it'll get better. And it never does. Because you're holding out for a hope that this person is going to change based on you showing up in an apologetic way. And all it ends up doing is enabling more behavior, because you're letting him off the hook. You're letting him off the hook of what he just did to you. He just raged out. He just punched the wall. Don't freaking apologize, because you didn't do anything wrong. He's the one that let his emotions get away from him. He's the one that let his anger rage out. He's the one that made the choice to not deal with you and not deal with his emotions in a proper way. And as a result, he's paying the price. The problem is he will convince you to apologize. He will convince you to say you're sorry for his actions, for what he did to you. Oftentimes when people apologize, it's because they're trying to make amends, they're trying to fix it, they're trying to make everything better, smooth it over. The problem is when you do this over and over and over, you start to get to a place where you enable the abuse. You didn't think I was going to say that, did you? The reason why I say it like that, one, is to wake you up. And two is to have you understand when you start apologizing to the narcissist for his behavior, you're giving him a blank pass. Like you're saying, hey, it's okay. You're like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. When you say to the narcissist, hey, I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry that I did this and I made you do this. You're telling him it's okay to do it again. You're telling him it's okay for him to abuse you. You're telling him it's okay for him to punch the wall next time. Because if he does, he doesn't have to take accountability for it because you'll own up to it. You'll say, well, yeah, it was my fault that you punched the wall. Some of you think I'm crazy because it hasn't happened to you yet. And others of you are totally getting this. But I need you to understand when you apologize for his actions, you enable more narcissistic behavior. It's almost like saying, hey, I forgive you, give me more. I'll take more. Please, more holes in the wall. Please, more cheating. Please, more screaming, yelling in my face. Please, do that more. Because when you start apologizing for his actions, you enable more behavior. He views it as being, I'm entitled to this. This is what she expects. This is what I'm allowed to do because I can do it and not get in trouble. I can do it and not be held accountable. I can do it and get away with it. So why not? That's what he's thinking. You'll get to this place where you'll apologize to him because you don't value yourself. You don't see your own worth. You don't see your own value. And typically that's because of everything he's placed upon you and everything he's told you. And I get that. That's why we have to build that back up. Because if we don't build that back up, you'll continue to accept these breadcrumbs. You'll continue to accept the shit from him. And you'll apologize to him, for him, over and over. Are you seeing this? Like, I'm trying to make this so clear. And I'm probably ruffling feathers and I'm probably poking your buttons. And I'm trying to do that in a way that you actually see this and wake up. Because otherwise, it's going to continue happening. You're going to continue to justify it or think that it's okay, and it's not. It's only going to further the abuse. This is why it keeps on ramping up over and over and over again. Because he knows he can get away with it. He knows that he doesn't have to be accountable. He knows that you're not going to hold him responsible for his own actions, feelings, and choices. As a result, he's going to keep doing it over and over and over again. Are you apologizing to your abuser today? It's probably about 5% of you that have to in this moment so you can make an exit plan to leave. Because of the domestic violence that's already happened. It's probably the vast majority of you that are apologizing just because you're trauma bonded, because you're addicted, because you don't know what to do if not. You're afraid that he'll leave. When him leaving is probably the best thing that could happen to you right now. Then you have to go through detox. Then you have to go through rewiring the story you believe. Then you have to go through changing your mindset. All of these things have to happen. Hopefully this makes sense. If I can be of any help with this, please go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough because I want you to be free from the toxicity and to stop apologizing to the person who keeps abusing you.